Everyone, the time has come. 2020 is almost over. How does it feel? I don't know. Feels okay, but it also feels like it's just another month.
You know something? I gotta thank God here. This year is almost over.
Yeah, after this year, COVID's done. It's out of the picture.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
January
It
1st.
just runs away.
Yep. January 1st, it's all going to go away, and we're just going to be all back to normal again. It's going to be great.
This won't last another year. It won't last another day.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with that $600 stimulus check we're getting.
Oh,
Dude,
buddy.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited to buy a PS5.
PS5, yeah, right. Might be able to get a Series X or a lobotomy. You never know.
I go with the lobotomy.
A $600 lobotomy, sign me up.
That's a steal.
That's a fucking crime.
All that and more on this episode of Reviews from the West. I'm Nick.
I'm Victor. We also have Chase. Chase, say hello.
He
Hi.
doesn't need to say hello. He knows.
Oh, he does.
I'm no longer a guest here, sir.
Um,
Fuck it.
so this is a Rolling Stones article. This is the headline. 2020 is the year of the Nussie. Meet the people getting off on COVID-19 nasal swabs.
The Nussie? That's like nose pussy. You know, like bussy?
Yeah,
Is bussy butt pussy or is that boy pussy? Either way, I don't like it.
I
I thought it was boy pussy. I thought bussy was
I think
boy
it was just
pussy.
a funny way to say how you usually say it.
It is a music magazine, right?
Not anymore.
What?
It's about rolling kidney stones at this point.
Ryan, you hear that?
Kidney stones. Better watch out, Ryan.
Oh wait, we don't have Ryan here. Ryan's not with us, as you can see, but he'll be watching us from afar, I'm sure.
He won't.
He probably won't.
The man is sick. He might have COVID, so send him your best wishes and positive vibrations.
COVID got one of our boys.
Oh!
The coof. The coof got him, man.
The coof?
COVID got our boy.
Who?
Some people call it the coof.
I've never heard anyone call it the coof.
Honestly, so Trump called it the Kung Flu, and that is really fucked up. But goddamn, that's funny as shit.
Don't talk about him anymore.
Kung Flu is fucking hilarious, and I don't want to. I don't want to get into the discussion about it. But that shit's funny.
That is funny.
I fucking hate Trump, but he's like, oh, the Kung Flu, and I'm like, wait, did he just say Kung Flu? Man, that's a good one.
Heesh.
Woo.
Anyway, anything new with you guys? Anything you want to talk about? Any movie news or anything?
Nothing else.
The Mandalorian just ended. Season 2 of The Mandalorian just ended.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about it because Victor hasn't seen it.
Okay.
And he's
I already know what happens.
dude, okay, also, Nick.
Why deny yourself? The
Nick,
surprise.
I didn't help it. I can help it.
Found this out. Victor has never seen all the way through of the original Star Wars movies.
I know.
I'm just excited. I'm just excited to watch it.
Dude.
Me and Chase were
What?
talking that we should probably do like an entire saga.
Yes.
Like
I
for a
need-
couple months, we just talk about all the films.
I'm blessed by the Lord above to purge those who are not blessed.
Your mouth, baby.
You must be blessed.
Oh, jeez.
This
So,
actually
yeah.
fun. Well, that's shocking to me. Actually, this is getting worrisome to me. There are less and less people I feel that I meet who have actually seen Star Wars.
Yeah, my girlfriend hasn't seen any of them, so I should probably tag her along
Yeah,
too.
she
and
should come on the
have her-
podcast. That'd be great.
She wants to talk
Yeah.
the Master of Disguise someday, so just get ready for that.
You already
Fuck
talked
yeah.
about it, I thought.
She's a fiend for it, so we'll probably
Every
talk
year,
about it.
every year, well, it'll be
It'll
an
be-
anniversary.
It'll be the
Maybe.
the Redux.
Maybe. Any more news?
Cyberpunk came out, and it was a
Yeah.
very messy launch.
But other than that,
I've barely played it, but every time I watch Gabe play it, it's just like there's a bug after bug, a crash. It's a
come
mess.
on, man. Bethesda deals with that all the time, and look at what.
No, but this is like
This is different. I trust me. Like I how I started off was I was like, oh man, I'm used to Skyrim. I know how buggy.
But dude,
Way
like
different.
the AI is weird. The
Yeah.
world's funky. It's got some.
It's a gorgeous game, but it's just kind of it's just messy. It's not quite done yet, and they probably should have waited, but fans are so fucking annoying about stuff.
And investors.
Yeah, and investors. So like, I think by this time next year, it's going to be an entirely different game, and it's probably going to be like a 10 out of 10 game, just like how No Man's Sky ended up being.
Yeah, I can hope.
Oh, actually, since we're still on Star Wars, there's the whole lineup of new shows and films that got announced.
That is true.
I
Yeah,
think.
Investors Day.
Well,
It
no.
was Disney. It was Disney Day, is what it was. Because also a fuckload of Marvel movies got announced as well.
That's right. Isn't it the D23 Expo?
I think so. Yeah, it was like an online
It's-
thing.
The Money Expo.
Yeah, just dollar signs.
Well, in any
Sorry.
case, some of these do look pretty exciting. Particularly Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Can't wait for that one. Actually, now that I think about it more and more, Patty Jenkins directing, and the Rogue Squadron story is pretty cool from what I hear.
It's pretty.
I only
sweet.
played the video games, but still, it's not even gonna be based off the video games. It's gonna be something totally separate.
Should be cool.
I'm more excited for Visions, in my opinion. Essentially, what Visions is, it's just different Star Wars stories being told from Japanese filmmakers.
Oh.
So, or Japanese animators. So, you bet your ass we're getting a fucking Star Wars Ghibli film.
That'd be
And
cool.
because he's already done a Disney collab with Ponyo. Oh, and he's actually done a lot of them because I'm pretty sure that Castle in the Sky was also a Disney movie, or
Really?
Howl's Moving Castle. I mean,
didn't know that.
Didn't Miyazaki retire though?
he retires like Hideo Kojima retires.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
Where?
should find a new word then.
yeah, no, he's not retired. No. But
Well,
yeah, I'm excited for that. I love anime. I love Star Wars. A Star Wars anime sounds right up my alley, and
Sounds
I'm
pretty cool.
I'm cool to watch that. I'm not a real big fan of. I think we're gonna get into a point where same thing with Marvel is that we're just gonna get in just like it's just gonna be bloated with stuff.
See, I don't want that because this is Star Wars we're talking about.
Exactly. I'm already tired of Star Wars, to be honest. Like at least movies. I don't think they should make another Star Wars movie in general. Like
Probably not for a while.
I think they should stick to shows because honestly, the format is fantastic. Mandalorian is so good.
I like that they're sticking to their guns. Rise of Skywalker is the end of it all. There isn't any plans to keep it going. I do commend them for that. When they said it was going to be the nail in the coffin, it's the nail in
Good.
the coffin.
Good.
So far, so good. Year later,
Good. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
that's all I got as far as
glad.
news.
Oh,
So,
Well, you guys want to talk about the Tower? You want to get into
Yes,
that first?
We
Yeah.
have two movies for you tonight. We're talking about 2012's or 2013's. It's one of those movies. The Tower from South Korea.
Next pick.
It's my pick. And we're also talking Victor's pick, 1974's Black Christmas.
it is.
Yes, sir.
So we'll talk the Tower first.
Yeah.
Okay, the Tower. It's Christmas Eve at the luxury apartment complex Tower Sky. Staff and tenants alike are getting into the spirit of the holiday and preparing for a night of celebration. But when a helicopter loses control and careens into the towers, fires start raging out of control throughout. Survivors are sent into a frenzy, and it's up to the brave firefighter crews to tame this inferno and save whoever's left.
That is totally inaccurate.
You would say that.
That doesn't
So,
sound like
just-
Die Hard.
No, it doesn't at all. So actually, disaster movies, I think in my opinion, one of the more frowned upon movie subgenres in the public eye, I think.
Probably.
'Cause- Which kind of makes you sad. They don't strive for much, but they are entertaining when they're...
Done well.
Would you say it's one of your favorite, what do you call it, subgenre, or is it its own genre?
I say it's a subgenre. It's an off-brand of action blockbuster.
Yeah.
It has a cool history to it because they started in the 70s. You had the Irwin Allen pictures, which got the really star-studded casts and the top-line effects-driven pictures in these perilous situations. And then they fizzled out when they started getting more ridiculous and kind of derivative. Actually, a lot derivative. But then they had a resurgence in the 90s. Special effects technology had come a long way, and you could show off a lot of different things. You had Twister, Dante's Peak. I was about to say Dante's Inferno. Armageddon, Deep Impact, Independence Day even. I wouldn't even call Independence Day a disaster movie, but it does fit the criteria in a lot of ways.
Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow.
That's more visual effects line though.
Still, disaster movies, they come and go. They have influxes throughout the decades. Even lately, in the last few years, we had a few like San Andreas, Pompeii, Into the Storm,
Deepwater
so
Horizon,
Mm-hmm.
which is a fucking fantastic movie.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that also brings up another thing about man-made disasters versus natural disasters, and it just kind of, I go off on a tangent if I go on any further, but yeah, disaster movies, they've been there for a while in cinema, and people largely kind of write them off because they're nothing more than effect showcases featuring the biggest stars of the time they were made.
That makes sense. I mean, I guess I can see where they're coming from, but
Sure. But yeah, there have been great disaster movies in those instances.
That
Which
movie, Day After Tomorrow, that holds a special place in my heart. I don't even know if it's any good anymore, but I remember that and like Twister were a couple favorites of mine.
Yeah. 2012 I think was the last major one to catch attention, because that was a big deal. I remember because
Yeah. Oh, because with the whole like end the world situation happening around that time,
yeah, and just
capitalized on that.
Roland Emmerich, he's done so many big blockbusters. He did an alien movie, did a monster movie. All of them have the disaster movie markings. Now he's destroying the whole world. He's gonna take down the whole globe.
that was the last time I saw John Cusack in anything. Is he dead? Did he die?
No.
Okay.
He's kind of on a Nicolas Cage career path, just a little bit. Sometimes he gets a good role, but largely he's in direct-to-video stuff, and some of it's not.
I liked
good.
The Raven. The Raven was cool.
I need to see that still.
He played Edgar Allan Poe, it was pretty much the Sherlock Holmes movies, like with but with Edgar Allan Poe being the main character instead.
That sounds kind of cool.
Sure.
It's kind of cool, but it's like Edgar Allan Poe was a fucking like an incestual pedophile, and like
Sad boy.
he was a big sad boy. So like they totally changed it. It's like I mean Hollywood does that a lot. They totally change characters to make them more appealing. So
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then you get a movie like Cell, which is just horrendous and hilariously bad.
Cell? I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
That's Stephen King, right?
It was written by Stephen King, based off his book, and it was so bad that him and I think Cusack, they did not want to endorse it at all. It came out that bad.
Damn.
And I watched
That's
it
sad.
one night. I can see why. It's not good. So yeah, but I'm getting off track here. The Tower, it's not Hollywood, it's South Korea, which, as far as I'm concerned, 99% of the time their movies are freaking awesome. They're almost near perfect, I would dare say. Maybe it's just me being a dumb American, but
I think it's
anytime I watch a South Korean film, I'm just impressed. I'm amazed. They do it a lot of the time better than us.
Yeah.
In some cases.
I've only seen a couple Korean films.
Yeah.
The only ones I can think of at the top of my head, I'm sure I've seen more, but I mean Parasite and this are the only ones that I can at least think of, and Parasite was
Yeah.
so good. And Bong Joon-ho is such a wholesome man.
Yeah.
Yes. He made his Oscars kiss.
Yes, he did. What a night. That's what we'd all do. I mean, let's be honest. If we got 2 Oscars, we'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
Now Kith.
Ooh,
Kith.
they're in love.
So why did you pick this film, Nick? Why did you pick this film?
I picked it because I remember watching the trailer when it came out. Because again, I grew up with disaster movies, and actually, my favorite disaster movie, and just straight up one of my favorite films of all time, is The Towering Inferno. That's the pinnacle of classic disaster pictures for me. And this movie bared a very strong resemblance to that concept. A glass tower catching on fire and people struggling to survive, and firemen trying to contain the situation. So I figured, South Korea, they're doing their own take on The Towering Inferno. And it kind of left my mind because I had no access to it at the time. But now, I found it one day streaming, and I said, this is the time. This is the time. It must be done. I must see this now.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh man, I was really loving it.
I had a feeling.
I love this movie a lot. Even if you don't like disaster movies, I think this is a very, very solid, very competently directed action picture.
Yeah, I gotta say, when you said that The Tower was gonna be the film that you chose, I was like, oh, fucking course. I was like, I'm not gonna be entertained, like maybe a little bit, but honestly, Nick, not a bad choice.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty impressed with it. Like the beginning, like the first 40 minutes, I was like, okay, this is pretty standard. It's following this, the tropes. Like you're getting to learn the characters. They're pretty much archetypes of the genre, and then foreshadowing with different events happening. Like, oh, there's no ventilation in the kitchen. There's no water coming out of the sprinkler system, and so, but it builds up nicely to when shit does go down. Mm-hmm. It's actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
What I really like above all that is it really goes for the throat in being the holiday movie Hallmark atmosphere in the beginning. You would suspect this is an action
I
movie.
noticed that. I'm like, what the fuck? This does not seem like
really goofy.
Yeah. I was like, this does not seem like a Nick pick. Like,
yeah.
And then it goes melodramatic the last hour and a half of the film. You're like, oh god.
That is kind of genius, honestly. And that really tipped me off to it. That kind of why I like Korean cinema. When they want, part of what they do to make it different from us is they don't, I guess they're thinking about kind of the moment rather than the larger picture, because you go to make an action picture here and everything's got to reflect a harsh tone. Everything's got to reinforce the fact this is an action movie. You got the staples to reinforce that. Here, though, if the moment says this is the easygoing, happy bits and everything's fine, it's going to reinforce that instead of having an atmosphere that reminds you you're watching an action movie. And I think that works to this movie's advantage in how it shocks you when the event goes down, and then it pulls you into why you came here. So yeah, I think it's just good build-up, honestly. Chase,
yes.
What did you think of this movie?
I kind of felt the same way that Victor did. In the start, I'm like, this is goofy. Like, I was enjoying it though, because, like I said, I have an anime background, so all the goofy like tropes.
What is anime?
Yeah. I don't. You know those you heard of hentai, right?
Oh.
It's like that, but without porn.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's the boring parts
Okay.
it's the boring parts of the porn.
Oh man.
Sounds like a waste of time.
Yeah, fuck. But no, it started off also super strange. I was like, this is weird. Like, what is going on? But there's really goofy, over the top characters,
Oh my gosh.
the cooks that's it's trying to propose to his girlfriend, and the dude just fucking eats the ice cream with the ring in it. Weird stuff. And but I liked the characters a lot. I had it was early in the morning when I watched this, so I didn't retain everything until probably midway into the movie, because they're just kind of spewing characters at you at the first part, which is it's a disaster film trope, so it's I get that they're getting through it, I'm cool with that.
Sure.
But when it ramps up, it really ramps up, and I was genuinely pleased, and there were scenes where I'm like, there's some like gruesome shit that happens, and like, and
Yeah.
I was like, damn, they're really not pulling any punches here. They're really doing this. So
That's something.
yeah,
That's something I really appreciated because, probably because I watched a lot of Hollywood produced disaster movies,
Mhm.
or it's just the Hollywoodness of it. But yeah, this movie does not hold back as far as the effects of the disaster. People get hurt
Oh, yeah.
in very gruesome ways.
Definitely.
The destruction has
people
very damning effects.
people die,
People die.
and we see it.
People die.
And that's the thing that
Yes.
I think that like Hollywood disaster films are they or at least like the big ones, they like are like, oh well, we'll show the buildings crumbling, but we definitely don't want to like really show people actually dying. And it's like we see
Yeah.
a few times of people legitimately like we see these characters die, you know.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the moment that really like surprised me was when it was when they were first being told that to not go into elevators, and that first group of people go down into the elevator and they're stuck and their fire surrounding
Yeah.
the elevator and their soles of their
Yeah.
shoes are melting, their face is burning onto the side of it.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's-
oh my god,
That's my worst
they've been
nightmare.
cooked alive. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm claustrophobic as
crazy.
fuck. So it's like my ass wouldn't even gone in the elevator. I'm like, fuck that, I'm jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and like most disaster movies, the best part is when the event finally happens, because we've had all the build up, the characters are set in stone. Now it's time to throw them into the shit, and the spectacle is really cool in this movie. I love it, and probably because this is the American perspective talking, but just the image of skyscrapers on fire and the perspective the movie shows it in, it kind of brings it on home, kind of hits home for me a little bit.
Yeah, I got very 9/11 vibes as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It hits different over here.
It's there was a thought that popped in my head like when I saw there's like a shot of like someone from way outside the city when the building's tumbling and like there's the smoke.
Yeah.
And I'm like
Yeah.
wow, this feels very 9/11. Like I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if you guys really remember 9/11 at all, but like I was too young to really process it, but
Yeah.
I remember.
you know, it was I seeing stuff about it. Like I remember like on the 10-year like 2011, something like that. I watched like I watched it all night, and it like
I remember that.
yeah, I watched that like documentary, that the 4-hour documentary about 9/11.
It was too much.
So much. My parents were actually flying
Oh.
they were going to Daytona, and so they were on the east side, and they had to have like an emergency like landing, and everyone's like, oh, I wonder what's going on. And when they get to the airport, they're like, someone stole a plane and crashed it into the World Trade Center. And so it's
Crazy stuff.
crazy, dude. But
I think.
yeah,
Yeah. Did I cut you off?
no, you're all good.
Alright. Well, just while we're sharing here, I remember I think I was really little, of course, when it happened. I think I went to the dentist that day or something, and I was taking a nap after my appointment. I woke up. My mom is crying her eyes out on the couch, and I look on the TV, and CNN is on there, and there I see the tower up in smoke. It was crazy. I didn't know what was going on, but I thought we were just watching another movie. We always had movies playing in the house, but this was for real. An actual landmark in a place 3,000 miles away from my home was on fire, and
Yeah.
there were people in danger.
Yeah,
And I couldn't comprehend that at the time. But it is, it stayed with me, of course, like most anyone, like people like me and Victor who were young when it happened.
Yeah.
It sticks with you, and you just think about it later on.
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to tell mine?
yeah. Tell us your 9/11 story.
Oh, I mean, all I remember is I was living in Everett, and I don't remember seeing any of the footage on TV, but I remember going outside where all my neighbors were gathered around, and we had like a candlelight vigil,
Oh, okay, that's nice.
like the entire neighborhood. That's the only thing I really remember,
Yeah.
but still, like, it's just insane that, like, even for it to be like so many years later and to still have this collective like memory of it, even being 3,000 miles away, it's
Yeah.
still just like I remember the exact thing that happened.
Yeah.
So young. It's wild what like I guess a trauma can. I mean, even though it's not really like
Yeah. Just it's
Residual.
yeah,
trauma or
long
something.
something that's like, I mean, that's a day filled with so many emotions. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
even
it's-
being so young where you don't remember exactly what you were
Exactly.
feeling, it's still strange how you could like retain that moment.
Yeah, I have no memory of it. I was only like I was not even 3 yet. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No, I
didn't see
wasn't 4 yet. I turned 4 in October, so I was still super young.
I didn't see any airplanes in the sky after that. Not for many days.
Yeah, and now TSA fucking sucks. Thanks, Bin Laden. God,
Thanks, Bush.
thanks, Bin.
More, and also thank you to director Kim Ji-hoon for the 9/11 flashbacks.
Yeah,
Thanks, Kim.
thanks, Kim. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. We just went on a
So
10-minute fucking.
I did like that aspect. That was kind of an inadvertent aspect to it, but it was really good. Very, very effective. Just the image of the tower on fire. It's a menacing image
Yeah.
in its own right. Because there's a couple shots they're at street level and you're just looking up at the tower and it looks scary as hell.
Which I-
And the
It's so
CG is
slow.
pretty
Yeah,
decent
I was
too.
gonna say like
Great effects
yeah.
work in this movie.
There's certain ways to do cameras for things that are large and are supposed to be large, especially when it has to do with visual effects, where this is obviously like a real tower to the most for like a little bit of it, but you know, most of it is CG. So but like something that does really well, like in the first Godzilla or not the newest Godzilla remake, like the original.
Legendary's Godzilla, yeah.
Yeah, their camera work was fantastic. I
Absolutely.
think
That's some of my
I
favorite
think
camera
that's what's missing on like these large scale films is like even something like a movie that I really like Pacific Rim. I love Pacific Rim, but even Pacific Rim doesn't quite get that camera down right. Not all the way. I'm not saying I know I love Pacific Rim. I'm saying it just doesn't do it exactly right, which I feel like Godzilla
Well-
does it exactly right.
Well, well, I'm gonna take you out back for a good talking to on that one, good fella.
It's just I think it has to do with the fact that there's movement, and the movement is we're seeing stuff down below, and it looks like it's slow. Like if you look at the sky, you know, you see a fucking plane flying,
Yeah.
and you're like, wow, that plane's moving really slow. Look, I'm gonna beat it to the end of the hallway, but it's so big and so far away that it looks slower. And I think, but it's so hard to show impact and momentum when something's so, you know, you have to cut some corners. But
Because that's the
Right.
thing about that 2014 film is because it's capturing everything from like a
human's-
realistic point
yeah.
of view, like a human point of view.
yeah,
And that's something like you said, that's what so many films miss because it's like, okay, now we have this like shot that's just up in the sky and you get a medium shot of the monsters
Yeah.
that like doesn't. We can't feel that because that's unrealistic. That's
yeah.
we can't connect.
And, like specifically the sequel really missed it. I mean, I still like the sequel. I still thought it was enjoyable.
Well,
They tried it a few times,
Yeah.
but not for what 2014 did.
Yeah.
I think they still nailed the scaling in King of the Monsters, but yeah, the first movie did it better.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
I think there's
I think I think it comes down to just difference of styles. Really.
Yes,
the first
absolutely.
Godzilla was a suspense thriller.
absolutely, and this is an
King
action,
of the
a
Monsters.
big action,
King of the Monsters was a ball.
almost disaster film. Actually, like it has like disaster film like stuff
Kind
to it.
of.
But anyway, and I'm talking about like camera angles and stuff. The perspective that they
Yeah.
use to show the tower and like show the destruction of the tower is great, and it's like better than I've seen done in movies that come out 8 years later. You know, it looks
Pretty much,
it looks
yeah.
fantastic, and
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson did his own skyscraper disaster movie
Yeah.
6 or 5 years after this one, and
wasn't
aside from a couple points, but it largely didn't really register. Granted, it was more of an action movie that happened to have disaster stuff.
Yeah.
But still, it didn't quite get that feeling a lot of the time.
Yeah, I'm wondering, and I could have just not paid attention, but how the first initial how do the fucking the helicopters crash? Like,
There's an updraft near the top of the tower.
oh, well, why did they get so close to the? Or were they trying to land on top?
No,
yeah,
they're
I
just.
think they were.
Were
Either
they?
they were show copters or they were dropping off more fire extinguishers because the sprinklers weren't working.
Yeah. So
I think it was
And
purely
then-
for the snow. The snow
Yeah,
machines that they
were
had.
doing- yeah, the snow machines.
Oh, I thought that it literally was just snowing. Oh my god, I thought that was a. Okay, so I absolutely missed that because when he's like, "Yeah, I promised my little girl I could do it," I thought he was just like, "Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, being a dad, you know what I mean." I didn't realize that they were making snow. Okay, that makes more sense. Why didn't they go up higher then? Like,
That's
The updraft is stronger up high.
I guess so, but like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still I'm not like this is unbelievable. It's fake.
Yeah.
I just didn't
No.
know how it started. I don't remember. So
It felt plausible in terms of a hyper reality, and those are kind of the best disaster films where it seems like they could happen.
yeah,
Oftentimes you get really outlandish disaster movies that bend science around to the script's will. Roland Emmerich, I'm looking at you. But then you have other movies where it could
Emmerich.
seem like it would happen, for like the Towering Inferno or even San Andreas. The science in that movie apparently was decently on the money as far as a what if scenario or something like that. I don't know, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked for this movie. They set it up really good.
yeah. I think that I haven't seen a lot of disaster movies. Like not a lot. They're not really my thing. But I do think that I prefer man-made disaster movies more than like natural. Not in an aspect of like this is a giant earthquake is unbelievable, blah blah. Because anything can happen. I just like the fact that the reason that this shit happened is because of neglect, and
Yeah.
and I like that lesson and the story behind it. It's like, do things properly, don't half-ass shit, and we won't have disasters like this, and hundreds of people won't die. And so
Exactly.
like, and also like the guy was like the main guy. What was his name?
Deho.
Main guy Deho. Yeah, he was like, hey, just to let you know, sprinklers don't fucking work. And the guy's like, man, whatever, we'll just get fire extinguishers. We're needing to do this party.
yeah. They're like the priority is the party.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
shut
It's
the
like-
fuck up, dude. Your priority
It's
should be
very,
the residents that live above,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very Jaws of him. Good on him.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Here's another thing. My other favorite part of this movie were the firemen. The
Absolutely.
firefighters
Firemen were
kicked
dope.
ass in
Yeah.
this movie. I'm gonna say this right here. Firefighters are super underrepresented in movies. You get hundreds of cop movies, thousands of army movies, but not enough firefighter movies. They need more films dedicated to them.
And
I
that's what I
like-
like too.
yeah.
So then, like, almost seeing like a lot of the movie is focusing on the firefighters,
Yes.
and that was I super appreciated that
Yeah.
because you got to see like the way they do things, the way they have to get in and strategically like open up doors
Yeah.
or whatever. It showed the process down like more detail than I expected, and
Yeah. And when they're
super cool.
And when they're firefighting, it's all go, balls out, no quit. It's balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, especially I think that everything seems more intense in an Asian language. Is
Yes.
that fucked up for me to say?
No. No.
I think I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, for instance, the Star Wars prequels. If you watch them in Japanese or like in Japanese dialogue, it feels like a fucking anime, and it's
Oh, dope.
amazing because shit that's written sounds like, oh yeah, that looks. You read it and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And especially if you don't, because in a different language you can't tell by just someone talking if they're like a decent actor. At least I can't. So like I can tell when stuff's over the top or but the firefighters were so fucking cool,
I love
and they're
them.
so intense, and they're like, I love the yeah, I the firefighters were absolutely my favorite part of this.
Yeah, they have that camaraderie down really nice. It's like any war movie. You're with the squad and you just see them banter off each other and trash talk each other. It's all great. My favorite action scene is when they go to the server room to put out
Yes.
the chopper fire. That
Yeah.
shit, badass.
It was off the wall.
And the captain's running around with the axe, just
Oh my God,
busting all the
he
windows.
The hose gets away from one of them and it starts flying all over the place.
And one of them
Yeah, and the dude jumps.
Yeah, he just straight fucking
dives off.
not even like lands on feet and rolls.
No.
He just fucking
belly flops.
Lady
Five stars,
Gaga
that's
Lady
it.
Gaga Super Bowl dives off the fucking top of the thing.
And,
Oh,
it's so wicked. I love it. This is why it makes it extra gratifying, because there's not a lot of decent firefighting movies out there. Good. Here comes this movie, makes firefighters the front and center heroes,
Oh, yeah.
and they capture it so well as far as being an action movie for action movie logic. It's so great, man. There's very few fireman films I can say are worth checking out, but Backdraft is cool, if cheesy a lot of the times. Only the Brave is fucking awesome.
I was gonna say I heard that one's pretty good.
That was somewhat recent, right?
Yeah,
It came out
Josh Brolin,
2 years
right?
ago.
Josh Brolin.
I think 2018.
yeah, 2018, something like that.
Yeah,
But
2017.
that's more. Those are wildfires. But as far as structural fires, this movie has it down really well, in a very satisfying way. Also because I'm kind of fanboying here. My brother's a fireman, and my grandfather was Seattle Fire for 30 years. He always tells
Nice.
stories about when he was on duty, all the different fires he went to. He saw some stuff, man. He was in it. He was in the stuff.
He was in the shit, man. He was in
The
that.
shit. He's in the shit. Yeah, there's a lot of great set pieces in this movie. They have you have the Sky Bridge at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
that
do
was intense.
they do the Lost World Jurassic Park bit. They can't put too much pressure on the glass and whatnot.
And of course, there's that one asshole that fucking ruins it for
God.
everyone.
There's always one.
He just pushes down the
Yeah,
pregnant
he's
woman.
like,
That's
"Fuck you, lady.
bastard."
Fuck you,
God.
lady. I'm getting across. Fuck this
Terrible
kid."
Ugh.
Yeah,
Can't believe
I really liked the captain's sacrifice. That was really
Dude.
that was super emotional. It
Yeah,
Killed me.
It was really
That
good.
phone
Destroyed
call
me.
he had to make.
The phone call he made, and honestly, the reaction of his wife afterwards,
Oh, dude, that
Him-
entire
dude,
yeah.
that whole scene, like I was not expecting to like get choked up during this
right?
movie, and like
Right?
Yeah, same.
I was like constantly, I was like, fuck, dude,
Yeah,
make a play,
not just-
make a play, a cry right now. You
Yeah.
know?
Not just the wife, but the sergeant breaks down in front of her too. And they're
Yeah.
just
Yeah, yeah.
There in the safe zone, the dust is flying all over. Why? They didn't have to go there, but they did, and I love them.
Yeah, it's funny too because most like disaster films in America that do it, it's just like, okay, they're at the ambulance, you know, it's the end of the movie, like everyone's like, "Oh, good to see ya," but for some reason, like there's like added like emotional weight to
Yeah.
that
Yes.
those moments that I can't explain honestly.
I liked the, I think was it the sergeant, the one that, who was, there's a scene that's like, like, out of nowhere where he goes, one of the firemen go into like this room full of like people in like a pool.
Yeah,
And they're
Yes.
praying for an angel, and he comes in,
Yes.
and they're like, "Hallelujah, Hallelujah!" And he's like, "I am your angel."
Hallelujah.
And then,
That was really fucking funny.
They're like praying for a tsunami, and like the
Yes.
fucking all the water comes out after they release all
Yeah.
the water. That was
Oh
funny.
my god, yeah. That was one of the funniest parts. I just like that character, the sergeant.
Yeah, me
He-
too.
Bonus thing, he has one of the coolest haircuts I've ever seen. It's long. it's got a tail in the back, but the temples were shaved. He just
You
looks
should
so
grow it.
cool,
You should
dude.
do it.
you should do it,
You
Nick.
should do it. Like actually.
I don't think I have the right to do such a thing.
What do you mean? What do you mean the right
I
to
don't
do
know.
such a thing? Are you saying
I
like
can't be that cool.
you can do that? Fuck it. Why not? I did it.
Alright.
I had my hair like that
Maybe.
for a while.
Alright.
I had a little top knot. I looked like a sumo wrestler.
Well, okay then.
You should do it. Fuck it. It's really easy. You can do it at home.
Yeah, I probably could.
Yeah. Don't fuck it up, or
Yeah,
you'll
just-
end up like Victor.
Wow. Wow.
And I'll take my leave, gentlemen.
Laters. All the characters were very entertaining in this movie. You had the security guard, you had the fire captain, the fire sergeant, the planning coordinator that the security guard had a thing for. Security guard's daughter, she was adorable.
Very
But no,
cute.
the planning coordinator though.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, she is good looking.
Whoa, mama.
Whoa.
As
Jeez.
the kids say, 10 out of 10 would smash.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't
No, she
don't
was.
tell me you ain't thinking.
She
Oh, that's
was.
funny.
She is very good looking.
Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah.
The two characters I think kind of overdo it for me is the young couple. They're very slapsticky and cartoony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Kind of. They were fine in the beginning, but once it built up toward the disaster segment, it kind of felt a bit much. And that's saying something because we have a whole group of rowdy Christians at one point that see this fireman as their angel, their saving angel.
That's,
Yeah, they're still kind of cheesy, but it wasn't too out of the place, I guess.
I felt like the couple was more cheesy, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad they fucking died.
Did they die?
No.
I don't think they
they
died.
didn't die. The old man and the old lady. Oh, no, the old man
Yeah.
died. I know that, which was
Wait,
sad.
who was the one? There wasn't someone stuck in the scaffolding?
That
Or
was the old couple.
gondola?
The-
Who fell?
The gondola was the old couple, I'm pretty sure.
Did they
Yeah,
die?
the-
Because I remember someone falling and dying with it.
Yeah, it was the old couple.
And then there was just a random dude that was stuck under scaffolding that they gave him like some anesthetic or something like that.
Right.
And he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, we can't do anything for you, but this will help you not hurt." Which is like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, dude." And he's like, give this to my kids." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I was like, no, don't.
I
There was
wouldn't
also
want
the,
that. It's covered in blood and shit. I'd be like, "Ugh. Fuck, dude, I don't want to see that right now. I can't. My dad just died. I don't want to see his blood-stained fucking newspaper, you know?"
Gross as fuck. There's also the custodian lady who had a son that was in college. I felt she was a bit underdeveloped. I like where
Yeah.
they were going with her. I like they played up the classism in the tower for a moment, but it
The
kind
dog
of,
poop.
Yeah, the dog
Yeah.
poop.
That fuck her, man. Fuck the rich lady.
Yo, that
my
the
gosh.
scene where they all have to like they're all being called to this one area to rescue a family, and it's literally just the captain pretty much tells
The captain's reaction.
yeah, he's like you fucking asshole. Like I think that's word for word. He's like, "They're rescued, you fucking asshole."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ugh, sorry."
A couple and that child you're talking about, a fucking dog.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. I wanted them
Just-
to die so bad. I was like, God, I hope the helicopter crashes and only his daughter is saved.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
these service workers these
Yeah.
days, or public service
Yeah.
servant workers. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yuck.
There's
Yeesh.
always one in every
Yucky.
disaster movie. You
Oh,
gotta have
exactly.
that one character that
That's what I'm saying. Like, most of the characters fit a certain role that most of these
Yeah.
films.
even
place, but,
Korea
like-
isn't immune to that a whole lot.
No country would.
There's classism everywhere.
But this movie has more defined characterizations than a lot of Hollywood disaster movies, which I commend. I love
Yeah.
it.
I mean, overall.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm yawning.
God.
Oh God. Whew. Overall, I
do-
really enjoyed it. I this is a good pick, Nick, and I think this is my favorite one that you've
Yeah.
picked so far.
wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm glad this came out the way it did, or I'm glad I was rewarded with a good experience. Geez, there's other things. There's gotta be more into it.
Nope.
No, I'm trying
Nothing.
to think. There was a part. There was a moment.
A moment.
Victor gets it.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're going for.
Wait, what?
Well,
Oh, where they do the-
There was a moment.
There is a moment.
No,
Chase doesn't get it.
I don't get it. No,
You watched it pretty recently. And you loved it.
I watched it this morning. I didn't say I loved it. I haven't said anything yet.
Oh, no. It's not in relation to this film.
Oh. I watched
There is
it
a moment.
pretty recently. What are we talking about?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Interstellar.
Oh, that was like 4 months ago, dude. The three months ago.
But if you watch it, you know that.
I
months?
I didn't retain that much, I guess. I apologize.
I thought it was 2.5 weeks.
No, son. I watched it in September.
Anyway, Nick.
Okay, fine. Yeah. I guess there isn't a whole lot left to talk about. It's still a disaster movie, fairly straightforward. It's just really well done.
Yeah.
And very enjoyable.
So
So I guess
we-
ratings on that
Yeah.
note.
Nick, why don't you start us off, dude?
I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
Oh.
This is one of the more entertaining disaster movies that I've watched lately. It knows what it is and it does what it does to make a very satisfying movie. It nails its tone down. It nails its tone down. Its characters are solid in their basic characterization. It's got really intense action and it feels surprisingly emotional at points. Probably coming extra from someone who lived in the time where a major disaster like this happened in his lifetime. So it reigns extra true, at least for this Western viewer. So I would recommend this even for people that are not into disaster movies or just flat out hate them, because this shows what this subgenre can do when all the cylinders are firing. So and it's just fresh to see how another country handles this typically Western style of filmmaking or just type of movie. So I was very happy I watched it.
Word.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and I'll give it 3.5 swallowed wedding rings out of 5. I'm not the biggest fan of disaster films, but I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'll start it with this one because this is the free one, and I'll get it out of the way. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of enjoying this. It was a good time. I like the effects. I like how dramatic it was. I even liked the humor in it. Like, I laughed at some stuff, and yeah, overall I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was perfect, and I'm not obsessed with it, but I think it's a pretty decent flick.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think I'll go with 3.5 as well. Like Chase, I'm not a huge into disaster films either, but like we kind of mentioned, there's a bit more something to it. I think overall it maybe takes a little bit too long to get to the good stuff, and the good stuff is good. And there's some good intensity, like that scene where all the firefighters in the server room, they've got the helicopter they got to put out. Great emotional beats too, but I think it is a little long for me, and I don't know. I don't think I couldn't see myself watching it again, but I was happy I saw it. It's still got some really good moments, and I was surprised, and that's all I can ever ask for in films.
Yeah.
Is just to be surprised. So
Cool.
good.
Cool.
Awesome. I might want to. I think I might pick this up in my future. I want to buy more Asian or just foreign action movies. Really, I got a buddy who collects them by the sleeve. I'm always borrowing them from him, so I got to start my own collection.
Yeah.
Or just foreign films in general. It's not just action movies that they do good in. Korea does wonders with a lot of them.
Yeah.
Unless it's Soul Station.
Soul Station. Not good.
Nope.
No.
Hard avoid.
Refer to our episode
Hard
for
avoid.
that. Well, hard avoid the movie. Don't hard avoid our episode.
Oh,
Yes.
cool. I like that. I
Good.
like how you
Good to
brought it
clarify
back to us.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So with that, we move on to Black Christmas.
Black Christmas '74.
That's the line, right?
Yep. Pretty much.
All right. The plot. It's Christmas at the college campus. An all-girl sorority house starts receiving violent, obscene phone calls from a crazed man. Once the bodies start falling, the mystery grows more troublesome as police investigate further and the girls try to hold out so as to not die.
Cool.
Cool.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Now we got a slasher movie, and
Yeah.
those themselves have a history.
Oh yes, this is
this-
considered one of the
Yeah.
foundations of the genre.
Yeah, even before Halloween exploded it into the mainstream.
Yeah, you can see a lot of like moments, especially the POV stuff, where
POV stuff.
I'm sure Carpenter was like, "I love that."
Snagged. Mine.
Yeah, exactly. He took it as his own.
I think I saw an interview one time with the director, Bob Clark, who, by the way, is the same director as A Christmas Story.
Dude.
Whoa, what? Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what I strive to be: is slasher film and family comedy.
One of the like, arguably one of the best Christmas movies ever made.
It's pretty great.
That's awesome. My man knows his Christmas.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, there was an interview I saw one time with Bob Clark somewhere on the internet. I think he was talking about the connection between his movie and Halloween, how they kind of came to be. Either some producer was in the room near him and he was talking about the script that would become Halloween, or Bob Clark met up with John Carpenter at one point and he said he was offered Halloween or something. I don't know, but there's something in there that even Bob Clark, I think, knows about as far as the relation to the two. But this is an earlier example of such a thing. And it's really interesting to see in that regard.
Yeah.
I can't form words right now.
It's interesting to see that it's interesting to see how a Christmas movie starts off kind of like the modern day slasher genre. You know, like out of all the seasons, out of all the things, the events that you'd expect, that Christmas was the first, like pretty much the first one to do it like this.
It's like
way.
the first seasonal
Yeah.
slasher.
You know,
Yeah.
and Halloween just makes so much sense, but this makes sense too. Like it makes it works so well. Like
It's a great juxtaposition between the holidays and the,
dude,
you know, the
My
good
God.
good tidings
This-
and whatnot,
yeah.
and then
the fucking scene with the carolers.
oh, so good.
So
Yeah,
good.
juxtaposition is the key word here. This movie really plays with that in a creepily too well kind of way. That is not a proper sentence, but that's the feeling.
I'll
feel
go with
this
it.
movie.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I
Also-
gotta say. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna add on voyeurism. This movie does
Yeah.
voyeurism way too well. I was
Yeah.
creeped the hell out watching this again. I'd seen this before, but this time it felt extra dirty, man. I wanted to just take a shower afterwards. I don't want to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that guy. Just,
And it starts off like very early on too with that. I mean, very early on you see the killer kind of make his move.
Yeah, it's super uncomfortable. It's
all you hear is heavy, perverted breathing and just the POV shots. It's way too creepy, man. It gets under your skin. You just know instantly something is gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
Or
This is one.
wrong.
This is one film where the title credits I love so much. They add like another film I can compare is The Shining. With those like light blue credits that just roll up very slow. There's something about those that just hit me like they shouldn't because they're so simple, but like god dang. And that's kind of what I feel here is the black text with the white outline. It's just so
Yeah, the choice of
I don't
font.
know.
No, the
It's perfect. It's so
title
good.
sequences are so underrated these days. Not a lot
Absolutely.
of movies do them anymore, but they really should. They set the stage really well when they're done right.
And of course, what's the song that goes with it? Is it Holy Night?
I think it's over.
I think so.
Yeah.
Which is also a
Central.
creepy song in general. Like It weirds me out every year. I'm like, I always get
Does
uneasy
it?
about it. Yeah. I like it still, but because
Yeah.
it gives me that reaction, I'm like, oh, it's fucking weird. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Oh man. I gotta say, the first scene that really blows me out of the park is when they all gather around to listen to the phone call. And those close-up shots of all the girls listening to these
Yeah.
very obscene, disturbing.
It's
It's so good. It's so scary.
it's great and it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie has some genuine like scare to it for me. Like,
Yes.
and I personally, Michael Myers doesn't scare me at all. Like Halloween, the original Halloween doesn't scare me. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
feeling like I mean, there's intense scenes, but I'm not like, oh, I don't want to look right now. But like,
I feel
there's
the same
shit
way.
in this movie where I'm like, oh god, I wish I could just click. I wish I could click out of it right now. And
Yeah.
I've been watching all these movies in my fucking VR headset. So like,
go.
I'm sitting there like, I got the VR on. I'm like, oh god. I'm like,
You can't look
yeah,
away.
I know. But yeah, no, this is it's pretty fucking scary, dude.
And even too, like the atmosphere is great, of course, but the kills too. What I like is that they're not very gory at all,
No, but they're striking.
but they're off
Yeah.
visually striking for sure. Like the first kill with Claire and the
and the
she being
plastic bag.
choked to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the plastic bag. That shot of her on the rocking chair with a candle in the background, like
They knew what they were doing when they kept
Yeah.
cutting back to her.
Dude, the
That
cover
is the image.
the original cover art for this
yeah.
is so goddamn good. It is
So
so,
good, dude.
good. Oh
Holy
my
crap,
god.
man.
Yeah,
It's-
what's the tagline? It's perfect.
If this picture doesn't
oh, yeah.
make your skin crawl, it's on too tight.
I love it.
Oh man, yeah, the kills are blood and goreless, but striking. It's very effective. Terror, it's straight terror. This movie brews, and you don't say that a lot. Probably because a lot of people are desensitized to horror movies, or they're just not
Yeah.
scary to begin with. But this one is genuinely terrifying.
And especially for such an early slasher film.
Yeah, that's
Like,
that's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh, here we go. It's another like, 80s or early 70s horror film that's like, it's scary at the time, but now it's like, like,
Yeah.
But no, I was like, this is just actually fucking scary. There's like actual like legitimately like good jump scares. Like
Yeah.
early horror films didn't have that down yet. They didn't have the timing and the sound and all like the
Well-
the punchiness.
I will say mostly, but there are some good examples.
Yeah, I don't watch horror films, so like, but I'm saying the early ones that I have watched, I'm like, well, I know there's gonna be a jump scare right now, and it's like,
Yeah.
saw that coming. But like the first
Yeah.
time it's revealed that she has the plastic bag on her head, that one
Oh,
that
yeah.
genuinely got me. I was like, oh shit.
God, I didn't feel good watching this. Just thinking about it right now, it's putting me in a weird state. I feel like I watched something I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, it's funny
It's
because
really gnarly.
when
You know
I-
what it is? It's also okay. Just to collect myself here.
Uh-huh.
The atmosphere is really good, but also the mystery of the plot, I think,
Oh
is
yeah.
very makes it extra effective, because the one girl goes missing and then everything springs to life because of it. Oddly enough, the search parties, the police get involved, the calls start getting more obscene and horrid. The
And
characters
there's-
start
yeah.
reacting. Again, voyeurism. You are just watching this, but you are helpless to really do anything yourself to help these characters out of harm's way. You know what I mean? It's the Hitchcock form of suspense. It really works here.
yeah,
I guess yeah. I gotta say too is the misdirection with having the boyfriend of what's the main the one
I know
girl's name?
it's not Agnes. I know that it's not
No, Jess?
Agnes.
Jess.
Jess.
Olivia Hussey. Olivia
Yes.
Woo! Woo! She was like, ever since like freshman year watching Romeo and Juliet, dude. Oh.
Oh, you
Oh
saw
my-
that version?
Oh yeah, I saw that version.
Oh yeah.
She
my-
she was fucking hot back in the day. Wow.
She's pretty amazing. No, my mom watched that version a lot when she was little, and she'd always say like, "Oh my goodness, I had the biggest crush on Romeo. Everyone had the biggest crush on Romeo. He was so
He looks like
adorable."
fucking Zac Efron. Both of them are just fucking gorgeous. Like what the hell? In like the 1960s, it's or not 60. No, yeah, it was 60, I think.
Dude, there were some beautiful people back then. Let's be real.
Yeah, dude looks like Zac Efron.
But
But anyway,
yeah.
go on.
Oh, I just love because like it sets up where you find out that Jess is pregnant with the child of Peter, played by what's his name, Keir
Delua,
Delula,
Dulier,
something.
Dulier.
Dave. We'll call him Dave.
Yeah.
Dave,
Dave.
yes, as everyone else knows him by. Because like you start to suspect like maybe Peter is the one doing these obscene phone calls. He has this weird double personality thing going on.
Yeah. He also ends up making some sketchy phone calls as well.
True. And like you can see
Yeah.
these like outbursts he has. Like I love that piano recital scene so much.
Yeah.
Where those three figures are watching him and he's like playing, you can tell in his face he's just like he's thinking about he's messing up, he's pissed, he's thinking about the abortion that his girlfriend wants, and he's just like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah. See, I think the character, there isn't much to link him to the other voice. I don't think he's capable of such outbursts. I mean, he outbursts, but it's not that as intense as the other.
Yeah. I one thing that I thought was interesting was they which got me at for a second. There's a scene that's like one of the like a really famous shot is the killer's eye. And he's got
Oh
this
my God.
really interesting color pattern on his eyes. And then so immediately I'm like, okay. And then I saw the boyfriend and I was like, it's not fucking him. Boyfriend has bright blue eyes. I remember from 2001 his bright, expressive, freaking out eyes. But when he was like, Jess, how'd you get in there? Like, why are you? And he was like, that was so. And he kicks the fucking window in. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, is it him? like,
Well, because
is
in
it?
that moment too, I'm pretty sure when she's trying to leave, she's grabbed by a guy with a green sweater, the same sweater he's wearing. So I wonder if he's like trying to get her attention or something. But
It looked.
it still comes
black
off
to
as
me.
it might have been. Yeah, I don't know.
Shadows.
Still, they did a really good job. I think they did a good job, like, misguiding you.
Yeah,
in
it's
it.
it's very good who's who guessing game.
Yeah. I when I was watching this, I actually found some connections to Midsummer, and the relationship between Danny and Christian in Midsummer is similar to Jess and
Peter?
Yeah. There's that whole when she's thinking about getting an abortion because I think she's like 19, something like that, and he's like, all you ever think about is yourself, like all that shit, and like he's totally like just being a dick to her for no reason, and she's being obviously super nice and going through a lot, and he's just being an asshole, and she's like, no, you're right, I'm sorry, stuff like that, and I got some
That's an interesting connection.
I got some Midsummery vibes, but who knows?
I could kind of see that. I'd have to watch Midsummer again to refresh my memory,
Hey, Ryan and I both have the director's cut, so
but that might not be in my immediate future.
Nick doesn't like Midsummer, is what he's saying.
It's okay. It's average to me.
That's okay.
I really liked John Saxon as the police lieutenant.
Yeah, I agree. He's like one of the strongest characters for sure.
And he's just a great actor. He's one of those actors where whatever movie he's in, he makes it better. He's a veteran character actor for a long time. He's in everything from Nightmare on Elm Street to Enter the Dragon. He's great. He's great at what he does.
I think he passed away this year.
Yeah, he did.
I think back in July he passed away this year.
Oh, damn.
That's really sad.
I gotta say that scene with him and the other police officer with the fellatio thing. That's too damn funny. It's so
she gave
funny.
it to you. A
What
college
makes it
student gave
funny-
it to you.
Yeah, she gave it to me.
What makes it funny is the third guy
In the
next to
background,
him
yeah.
Just cracking up.
just can't help it.
That guy has no lines. He only laughs. That's
Yeah.
like he doesn't say anything. He only laughs. The whole
But his laughs
time.
are so contagious.
job.
Like you can totally feel it. It's genuine.
Worth it. Good job, laughing cop.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's another thing. Okay, so this movie does the horror really well, but it's also really funny at points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
the
love
scene-
there's the boyfriend of one of the girls. He's dressing up like Santa at the party. He's like
Oh yeah. It's like,
he's like
ho 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 fuck.
and he's got a kid sitting in his
Yeah.
lap. Right next to-
And the girl's like, Santa's
Gosh.
naughty, isn't he? And she's like, ho 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 shit.
Very well done. Very good
Oh,
stuff
man.
there.
I enjoyed this. I really had a good time with this movie.
Yeah. I think the
I had a
standout
great
character by far is Margot Kidder as Barb, the drunken one.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I'm one of those guys. It's really funny to watch Lois Lane crass like a sailor, drink a lot. Yeah, she did a good job. Really plays to her strengths. She's kind of the no fear, all balls to the wall sorority sister. She did a
she's-
good job.
Yeah.
She's a no fear all balls sorority sister.
Her
Yeah.
death scene is just one of my favorite scenes in this movie, and just like in slasher films in general. That being intercut with the
The
carolers. But
So
it's that
good.
shot specifically when she wakes up and you see that eye,
Yeah,
like with the was it the unicorn?
Yeah, it's
I
like a
think-
glass unicorn.
glass
Just
unicorn.
just a marvelous shot, and the way they show her like hands going up as she's being stabbed, it's just lit very beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What a great
this,
moment.
This movie's photographed and edited really good. I like the graininess of it. This movie hasn't been. I imagine the film stock they used wasn't of that good quality, so all the they could do all the upscaling they can over the years with every new release, and it'll still have that grainy look to it. I'm glad it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs that grain. That heavy grain makes it extra uncomfortable to look at.
What?
Yeah.
Especially the way it makes lights look.
I was
Yes.
just about
Yeah.
to say it. Like the wreath on the
Yes,
front
the red
door.
wreath.
It's
so
fucking-
simple, but,
it's
like-
so cool.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
so cool.
Yeah, apparently light plays better to celluloid than digital film, so that's
definitely.
that's worth
It gives it
'Cause that-
such an interesting look.
Because that's how the celluloid is reacting. It's through light.
Yeah.
And when light hits it, and so especially with color and everything too. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a
Marvelous.
it's a
Very well
gorgeous,
done, very good.
colorful movie.
Yeah.
The color is insane in this movie. Like it is so vibrant, and it's there's obviously dark moments, but even in the dark moments there's like pockets of like bright color, and it
Yeah,
kind
the movie
of yeah.
for how dark it is, it feels like Christmas. It has
Yeah.
the uplifting aesthetic that is Christmas.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, this movie I think got better this viewing. I liked it before, but now I'm really appreciating the atmosphere it gives off, the feeling it gives me. It is a very it's a dark movie. It is
Yeah.
it's very dark. Don't watch this if you're in a bad mood or are feeling downtrodden.
If you're alone in your sorority house, don't watch this.
Dude,
That too.
So
That too.
I at a certain point I like for half of the movie I was watching in VR and half I was just sitting at my computer, and it was when the storm was picking up and it was getting to like a really intense moment and all the fucking lights start flickering in my house and I'm like, I'm about to die. I'm gonna be killed. I'm about to have my own Black Christmas. But
choice.
so I had never seen, this is my first time seeing both of these movies, but I had never seen this. When I was working in the movie theater, I would see trailers and stuff for the remake of Black Christmas. And I was like, oh, cool, that seems interesting. Like, I like the scenario, and the new one is so different, like a so
Yeah,
different
I've heard.
vibe.
Yeah.
It
taken-
seems like it's more like let's hunt this killer down, which I'm all cool for. I like that type of movie, but
Sure.
um,
I myself heard that it wasn't good. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
kind of dog shit because its feminist message gets in the way of just being a good movie. There's nothing
Mm-hmm.
wrong with having a feminist message, of course, but you gotta still be a good movie. You gotta be competent and be interesting and memorable and worth seeing. So, I don't. I mean, I'll still check it out, but that's just the impression I've gotten from it thus far.
yeah, I mean I haven't seen anything. It does seem like a very like we're sorority girls, but we're not stupid. We'll fuck them up. Which I'm
We
like,
fight back.
you know, which I'm like, cool, hell yeah, do your thing, girl.
Sure.
You know, and so,
yeah.
but I think,
There is-
go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna put on the record here. There is 2 remakes of Black Christmas. There's that one from last year, and then there was the one from 2006
Yep.
with, I think, the chick from Smallville and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. No, the chick from Buffy, who played Faith in Buffy.
Oh,
I think it was Faith. Yeah, Buffy's sister or something. It's that girl.
Hmm.
Point is, it exists, and that's also something I might check out in the future, just to see how different or how the same it'll do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, is I never seen this, but I think this is gonna be another like I'll watch this every year type Christmas movie.
hell
Like,
yeah.
I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think my friends will get a kick out of it too because it's unconventional. You don't see a lot of horror Christmas films, and
Yeah.
this is still very Christmassy. For it being a horror film, it still doesn't skip out on the Christmas stuff. It's still, you know, I think I would have liked a little bit more tropes like you know, a Christmas murder that has to do with someone like fucking choking on eggnog or something like that. You know, something stupid
Yeah.
like that. Like I would have been like, and if it's done well, I would have been like, fuck yeah, Christmas, bro.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's what you're saying.
But
How about the dead mother that had whiskey at every other hiding
dude,
spot in the
in
house?
she had whiskey in the back of the toilet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I can understand her cutting up the Bible and like, you know, putting a thing of whiskey in the Bible,
But the
like
toilet.
in the back of the toilet, like I mean, granted that's where the cleanest water is apparently in the house. Cleanest water in the house is apparently the back of the toilet, from what I remember as a kid, unless that was a
Yeah.
prank.
Well,
So-
whatever.
But still,
Yeah,
Whatever the
exactly.
case, she's got a problem.
I know.
she does it as mouthwash. She uses it
Yeah.
as mouthwash.
I can't imagine doing it with that. I'm not a heavy drinker, as you guys have seen. So to do that with mouthwash, as mouthwash, I think I'll just puke on the spot, man. That's just awful.
Yeah.
Mrs. Mac. One thing I really liked was the when they're trying to trace where the phone call is coming from. They're
Okay.
like communicating back and forth with the phone company.
That was the most suspenseful part for me because it was unique to the time, and you can't replicate that anymore.
Yeah, now it's
Exactly,
super
yeah.
easy. They're like, oh, I know you have a GPS on a phone. Boom, he's in the
Yeah.
house.
Where's my iPhone?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
boring. That's boring.
I do like that I did get the feeling that he was in the house. He was in the house because he was fucking showing up all the time, but I knew there was going to be well, sir, that's a problem. The call is coming from inside the house. Like I knew that conversation
The
was
birth-
coming, and I was waiting
Birth
for
of
it.
that famous line.
Yeah,
The call is coming from in the house.
yeah. I liked it, and then he's like, oh Jesus Christ, I need to call her and let her know, and then he calls the fucking guy who can't do anything right, and he's like, whatever you do, don't tell her that the guy is in the house. And he's like, listen, the guy's in the house. You need to get the fuck out. And she doesn't leave, which I'm like, your friends didn't answer, bro.
Yeah.
They're dead. Get the fuck out of there. Like,
Oh.
Passed out drunk. She probably can't hear a thing.
no,
You
she
gotta
was.
go and check.
No. If he knew that the killer was in the house, and you knew one of them was like perfectly fine and just went to check on something or like take a nap or something, and you're screaming at the top of your lungs and they don't come running out, fuck that. I'm getting out of there.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm
At least
out
she
of
brought
there.
a weapon.
And it also shows his eye again through the door crack, which I think it's also very like startling.
I like it.
The chase is pretty intense itself too. I like it when a movie can establish a threat and still have it be present but not present. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
the Nazis from Dunkirk, you feel their presence throughout the movie, and you never see them hardly ever. There's just this closing in outside force that makes things tighter and tighter. And you just get, and in the chase, you just get the glimpses and
the hands,
the hands and the harsh grunts of this. This guy is a total psycho. You don't doubt for a second.
It's got a giallo feel to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's got kind of that you don't see the person, but you see the hand, and the hand is, you know, yanking hair and shit like that. It's
And the blood really stands out when he's killed.
Yeah.
And, there's also
the fucking
you don't know
bright
much about
orange
this
blood.
You don't know much about the killer, actually. He just shows up and he starts stalking these people. It works really well here. And there have been movies that have done that before or since then. Think back to Final Exam, Victor. The killer was just a guy in that movie.
Right.
It was fine, but it left a lot to be desired. This one, though, it felt like it was right because they set up the atmosphere really well, and the directing approach kind of suited there not being a big backstory for this killer or seeing him a whole lot.
Yeah, and I actually appreciate too, because like in this case, there really doesn't need to be a backstory at all. I mean, it would be cool to maybe know a bit more about the killer, but I think the fact that like hits me hard is that you maybe think it's Peter, because like it, you know, that's what the movie's trying to get you to think. Like, and you know, with Jess killing him, you thinking, oh, everything's fine now. But then it does that tracking shot through the house at the end of the film.
Great tracking shot.
It's so good. And then you realize, like, oh shit, that was not the killer. He's still in the basement, spouting off whatever his schizophrenic ramblings. It's so good. It's so scary. Like,
I like it felt good to me that I was able to like. I felt so smart. I'm like, it's not him. His eyes are different colors. His eyes are different colors because they specifically do a close up on him. Of his bright blue eyes against the red of his blood, and I'm like, that's not him. The killer had like amber brown eyes, So like I know, and I'm like that guy's still alive. That guy's still alive. And then when he starts like talking to himself again, I was like, I fucking called it. I knew it.
The final zoom out shot of the house from you see Claire in the window with the plastic wrap on her, and then it zooms out. The phone's just ringing. The cop's on duty, just out on the stoop, mere feet away from the distance. And then the credits start rolling. You think something might happen, but no. It's in the house still. Go and get in her vestiaire.
And what's so frightening too is that you think about it, it's like the killer has been there the entire time, but for like how long?
Yeah.
Like how long has he been there for?
Since the start of the movie.
Yeah, just in the basement the entire time.
You don't know where he came from. You don't know why he wants to do this.
Because he climbs in. He climbs in through the window, right? Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
I think because there's a scene of him like.
That's right. The very first shot
of him like.
I think I actually read one of the trivia. IMDb trivia. Bob Clark wrote a backstory.
Oh, that's cool.
Where is it?
Even the music in this movie creeps me out.
Music's also very good.
Just the kind of the piano notes, the low piano notes that make themselves, that kind of just come into the scene. It just instantly makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Where was it? Where'd it go? Man. I don't know. Something about the killer. He like killed his parents and was like locked in the attic for forever or something. I don't remember. Where is it? I can't find it. Anyway.
I don't buy that. I prefer no backstory.
Yeah, that's what I feel too. So
there's a nitpick I have with this movie. It's more of just like modern releases. You know how they put modern sound effects in old movies sometimes because their sound effects weren't so good back in the day. This movie does it, and it's kind of jarring when you hear them.
Like
Like
doors closing and whatnot.
Yeah, it just sounds more crisp than the audio quality of the movie itself, and it just stands out.
I did notice that as well. Yeah.
I usually don't mind that, but here, I'm just thinking,
Huh.
all right,
Huh.
could dial it back a bit,
Nah.
maybe mix it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, this is also a good pick. These are some two good picks, guys.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I enjoyed Black Christmas a lot. So
Yeah, this one got better this time around. This is a better. Yeah, this view was even better than the last one. I'm
Yeah.
glad to revisit it.
I'm happy to hear that. Do you guys want to go into ratings, I guess?
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll
start
Yeah.
off.
Why don't you start her off?
I'll start it off with a. I'll do another 4. The dread-inducing atmosphere and just the unclean perspective this movie takes on. It is very effective suspense, and it's punctuated with shocking death scenes and the juxtaposition with its Christmas setting. It's an uncomfortable movie to sit through, but it's very satisfying horror filmmaking. Does what it does best, and it does deserve a place in history as the foundation of what will become groundbreaking cinema.
Cool. Yeah, I'm with you on that 4. I'm also doing a 4. I think it's very terrifying, and it's scary in a way that like feels right. The problem that I have with horror films, at least in my opinion, is that it's just scary for no reason. And I like that this feels like it's scary for a reason. You know, I enjoyed all the characters. There was great character development, especially on like the 3 main characters. I liked seeing them unfold, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to pick this one up on Blu-ray, and I'm gonna also be watching this probably on Christmas time now. So yeah, 4 stars.
That's what I like to hear. Sweet. I think I'll go with 4.5. I mean, granted, it does lose a bit of the impact from a first viewing, but I think overall it's still like very, very well done for being such an early form of the genre. The atmosphere is on point. The killer is ambiguous and is very terrifying when you get the glimpses of him.
Yeah.
I like that it doesn't take. I mean, you see college girls slasher film. You obviously think like, okay, sleazy. They're gonna show boobs and nudity, but like it doesn't do that, and I appreciate that a lot. Like, I don't know, it's sleazy, but not in that like exploitive way.
I would argue this is not a very sleazy movie.
No, not at all,
No.
and that's pretty.
Yeah. It's a sorority
Surprising.
girl movie that doesn't involve one of the girls being naked,
Yeah,
which is
and
insane.
And I think that's a point that Bob Clark brought up in an interview or something. That's something he like made from the very get-go that he didn't want. So that's pretty. I appreciate that. But overall, it's great. The characters are interesting. They're fleshed out. This is definitely one that I will watch every year during this time.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's great. It's awesome.
Very, very
Cool.
good. Very, very fun one.
One last thing I want to make note of. There was the one. I think there was the one boyfriend character. I think it was Claire's boyfriend. For some reason, I think it was just the fur coat he was wearing, but he reminded me of Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo.
Oh,
Because he wore a fur coat like that in Solo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, dude, is that you?
I fucking hated that
Where's the-
movie.
Oh, that was a fun movie. Chewie, where are you?
Nope. I will rather die than watch it again, to be honest. Actually, no, I won't. I will watch it one more time because I saw
And
it,
then
and then I will figure out if I want to die.
For this show, you will watch it again.
I guess we should have a Star in May. That would be fun, dude. In May we have
Oh.
Star Wars because May the 4th.
Yeah,
You know, that would be fun.
I'd be down with that.
That'd be
Yeah.
super fun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then fucking Nick's
out for that one,
Nick's gonna
viewers.
make me watch fucking Solo, and I'm gonna want to die.
Hey, if I have to watch Attack of the Clones again,
I'm not choosing. I mean, I guess we will because actually probably not because we're gonna be watching the originals because Victor hasn't seen them because he's a pleb.
yeah.
I feel like we should
Yeah.
maybe just do the Skywalker saga.
This whole saga. Okay,
Maybe I don't know.
that's. I mean,
Nice.
9.
That's a lot of
movies.
movies,
That's
actually.
A fuck ton
That's
of
a lot of
movies.
time dedicated.
Yeah, that's a fuck ton of movies.
Gradually, we'll get to them at our own pace.
We'll have to do a once a
the-
week.
Once a week
I don't
for
know.
like a trilogy. Watch 3
Yeah.
movies in a week in May. Fuck that. After COVID's gonna be like probably calmed down.
Yeah, I don't want to be doing that.
Nah, bro. I'm going swimming.
Yeah.
Tell me about
Don't-
it. Do we have any questions?
We do, guys. This is the last episode of the year. That's incredible. An entire
What a
year
year.
of this.
Man,
What a year, man.
man. Yeah, what a fucking year, dude.
But yeah, we have questions. We have a few.
Cool.
So this one's from The Wrath of Gilligan.
Ooh.
So they ask, underrated Christmas movies. What are they?
Mm. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Underrated Christmas movies. That's hard.
Yeah, I know. I can't think of any.
I think I'll say Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson. It's one of Shane Black's best scripts. It's a very excellent 90s action thriller. It's an action movie. Yeah. And solid performances, and it's hugely funny. And in Shane Black's style, his on point writing style, it's very enjoyable.
Nice. I'll have to say Krampus. I think Krampus is super underrated. Not a lot of people talk about how fucking cool it is. So
That's fair.
I'll say Krampus. Or I mean, honestly, this movie too is super underrated. Like it's a lot of people don't really talk about this movie either, and I think that's kind of undeserving. I think this deserves all the praise. So yeah.
I honestly can't think of one because most of the Christmas movies I've seen, and I enjoy like Wonderful Life and this and Christmas Story, Nightmare Before Christmas. Like everyone loves those films. So honestly, I can't have an answer for you. Sorry.
Sorry,
I'm just gonna.
Gilligan.
Sorry, Gilligan. I legitimately couldn't tell you. I mean, Eyes Wide Shut's sort of unappreciated, and that takes place during Christmas. So
Yeah.
take that if you will.
That's a Christmas movie? Unbelievable.
I mean, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, we got 3 from Jordan Ainsley, my sister. Shout out my sister.
Hey, shout out.
Okay. How did you pick these as the final reviews of 2020? That question hit me. I was like, wow, these are the final reviews. Of the year.
We technically have one more coming out.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
So.
Well, as far as the mainline episodes, I wasn't really conscious of that fact
Yeah.
so much.
yeah.
I know it didn't hit me until just now. I'm like, oh my god, I've been a part of this for like 6 months now. I think the first one when I 7 months when I really started to get back on was the Guns Akimbo episode,
Yeah.
and so
It was the first episode with you, I think, right?
second
Yeah,
I was
we
I
had
was
done-
in top films of 19.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We did that one, but he didn't officially do an episode.
That's crazy it took you
until
that long.
Guns Akimbo.
Yeah. So my first episode where I wasn't I was no longer a featured person was the Matrix and Scott Pilgrim, which
Got
was
it.
5 months ago.
Can we do that review again? I want a mulligan. No, I think it's just kind of I got into a routine, and I just wasn't conscious of everything. It's that thing.
Yeah.
I think you have those days where there should be something major going on, but it's just kind of another day sort of thing. I just picked it like, this is the movie I want to talk about.
Yeah. Oh,
it's the end of the year. That's cool. I still want to talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of sad. It's I'm sad that Ryan can't be with us, but I understand.
Yeah.
My man is dying.
I wouldn't want to record either.
Yeah, so definitely would rather him
to
be
die, but he ain't gonna die. If he
rather
dies, I'll kill him.
Yeah, I'd rather him be getting healthy than to be on some goofy podcast with his friends. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Christmas movie. I didn't really think much of it. I didn't really process the. Yeah. Anyway.
Actually, I will also say, what chose me to pick this movie is I wanted to go back to when we were picking movies on a whim, taking gambles.
Yeah.
'Cause we had said we would talk about movies we know at some point, but largely we want to experiment and try out some films that we were curious about. And this was back when we could still rent from Scarecrow Video, when everything wasn't shut down.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was kind of exciting in that way. And so I just wanted to go back to that a little bit. I wanted to pick something out from a library and just see what we would get. Just open that box of chocolates and see what we get.
yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. She also asks, what are some goals for 2021? Everyone's favorite question.
Oh shit! My New Year's resolution.
Man, I've been making goals for years. I've never met said goals. What's the point?
I wanna put a video out on my YouTube channel once a month. I want to have at least 12 videos done by December 31st next year.
Of any length.
Of any length. I just want something out a month.
There you go.
Okay.
And
actually,
I think it's super doable. So.
Well, actually, on that note, maybe I'll have a couple different goals. I want to try and write. I'll go to my writing here. I want to try to write maybe at least 10 pages of feature script. Doesn't matter if it's one feature I devote to or if I bounce back and forth between feature scripts I have in the works. I want to do at least 10 pages, actually make some progress on some stories, some fulfilling large stories, long-term stories. And if not that, I wanted to just come up with a new concept for a new short film every other month. Just kind of build up the bank for when we get back to work.
I wanna be in, and I wanna shoot a Nick McCann short. That's also a goal of mine.
Hell yeah.
So.
You're on, pal.
What about you, Vic?
I guess in terms of I would love to be closer to moving out and making enough money where I can feel comfortable doing that, especially with my GF.
Wow.
But
Wowee.
in terms of creative, I honestly don't know because of course I would love to create a short film with people and whatnot. I know I need a lot of practice writing and really understanding the craft of writing before I do that.
Yeah.
Because right now I fucking can't. I can't even do a film by myself. So
yeah.
I would like
Call
for
me
that
up,
to happen.
Let's write something, you Nimrod.
He can't write. He
I'm
can't
not even
write with other people.
Not right now.
Yeah.
I would like to work more on music. I would like to pick up the guitar again and learn just, some chords that I can keep in the back pocket and whatnot and get more serious about that and really stick to it. Yeah.
Listen. Learn Wonderwall and you're set for it.
Just whip that out at everybody.
He probably knows Wonderwall already.
Maybe.
But,
I guess maybe for this specifically, what are some goals that, I hope that we continue to do this in 2021. I know that, it hasn't been the easiest thing, the podcast this year. Yeah. There's been some major ups and downs that people aren't aware of.
If we could do more in-person episodes in some way,
it would help.
I'm not doing shit with Ryan until he can for another I don't know why I got this sock, but
I'm not
turn down for what?
What'd you just do?
I had a sock. I've been using the sock as like a windscreen for my microphone, and I was fucking
Oh.
with it, and I threw it behind me, and it went in the bucket.
Kobe.
Gobi. Oh,
R.I.P.,
speaking of 2020.
R.I.P..
R.I.P. Jesus Christ. Let's wrap this up. We need to end that.
What's the next question?
But yes, more in person, and hopefully more listeners. That'd be nice.
I would like to do more frequent, to be honest.
Really.
I would like to do. I personally would like at least something being put on RFTW once a week, like something, because I feel like every other week is not enough time to bring in that many people. So even if it's not like a full review, doing something like we had talked about, doing a gaming segment, doing some like some other stuff. So I would love to try to do something like that. But again, it's the new year. We can talk about it, all that. But yeah. So.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Next question.
When will the first podcast of 2021 be out? That's
We don't know. Actually, we don't have
Yeah.
anything. We don't even know what we're doing yet. Like,
There's no holiday in January, so
no, we've been talking about wanting to do like a favorites for a while, but like, I don't know when. I think January would probably be a good time for that. But at this point, I'm kind of done with themed stuff.
totally. I'm kind of the
So
same.
I would like to do like, just pick a movie and let's watch it.
that's what I'm saying. We can do whatever we want in January.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it would make. I mean, because I personally haven't watched like many 2020 movies, and I still want to do like a best 10 of 2020.
Yeah, me too. I've been
So we
trying
should
to
do
catch up
that
myself.
sometime in January.
Yeah,
like maybe
absolutely.
the end of January or something. We could do
Yeah.
a best of the
Totally,
last year.
I'm into
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
That sounds good to me.
But I mean, if we follow the
Yes.
schedule like we've been doing, the next episode, if we planned it, would be the 8th of January. Would be the next recording. But who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
fine with even taking a break if you guys want to do that. But
Basically, we don't know.
we don't
yeah,
know.
we have no. We have no.
We don't know,
idea.
Jordan.
Stay
But-
tuned.
Yes. And then the last one, this is kind of an easy question. Cinema Flavor asks, are you guys excited for Kong versus Godzilla? I think we already...
Listen, Cinema Flavor, buddy, pal. I am furiously excited for Godzilla vs. Kong. I've been waiting for this my whole life. The world has been waiting for this since 1962. We need a new version, a new bitchin' Fast and Furious Godzilla vs. Kong movie. It's right there. It's right within our reach. They just need to drop it right on us. Yes. I really want this to happen. Just please go ahead, make it happen. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Yeah, I'm cool. I guess I'm excited. I liked Skull Island. Cool. Yeah, I'm down. Whatever.
I basically echo what Chase said.
If I can see it in a theater, sure. I'm even cooler. When I was working I worked at a movie theater. I got free movies a week. I got 2 free movies a week, and I'd see a movie every week. And so, Godzilla happened to be one of those movies I saw, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll drink a tall boy fucking Angry Orchard and eat some fried pickles to this movie. Hell yeah, that's a good time.
This is a personal request. I would like to talk the legendary films at some point, the MonsterVerse movies.
I still haven't seen Invisible Man, but I would like to see. Is that not one of them?
The MonsterVerse.
I thought that was kind of
no,
considered
that was one of
MonsterVerse.
them.
The Invisible Man.
Yeah.
The MonsterVerse is Godzilla and Kong.
Oh, you should have
Oh,
said that.
yeah,
then.
that's what you should have said. I thought you were talking about the Universal, like.
I
the
said the
dark.
MonsterVerse.
What's
It's called the MonsterVerse.
I'm sorry, I don't pay attention. I'm not a big Godzilla
Whatever.
fan like you and Ryan.
Whoa.
Yeah,
You didn't eat, drink, and breathe MonsterVerse?
yeah. Only thing I eat is when I'm sucking down Godzilla.
Well, everyone,
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yeah. Happy New
Yeah.
Year. let's
Happy Chanukah, happy Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah.
yeah, happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Electronica.
Yeah, Kwanzaa started a couple, or hasn't started yet. I think 28th is Kwanzaa, 26th, something like that. I don't know anything about Kwanzaa, but I'm happy Kwanzaa, guys.
Me too. Let's go Kwanzaa.
So, but yeah, this is.
Thank you.
I've been liking the interaction we've been getting this year. It's been nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited for next
It's been
year.
interesting.
And I'm hoping to double our numbers. That's my goal. Is to double our numbers. So I hope by the end of next year we have, 190 subscribers.
That'd be
So,
cool.
That would be
We
cool.
almost hit 100, dude.
We've got 95 right now. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. All
Okay.
right.
Wrapping.
Thank you everyone for listening throughout the year. It's been a pleasure. It's been an interesting ride, and thank you, Chase, for joining the lineup. It's good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Nick, thanks for being here as always. And
Gotcha.
everyone, have a safe and great New Year's, and here's to a better and brighter 2021.
Snoogans. Oh, baby. Oh, big monkey punch big lizard. Building go fall.
Fan service.
Movie's advantage in how it shocks you when the event goes down, and then it pulls you into why you came here. So yeah, I think it's just good build up, honestly.
I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Snow.
Snow.
Oh, yeah, dude. Holy cow, it's still going strong.
Is it?
It's happening.
It's happening. It's happening.
Oh.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
I can't.
It's a winter wonderland out there, guys.
It's so beautiful.
Oh, man, I love the snow.
Oh, is it sticking?
Bro,
My mom's not going to be happy. She has to work at like midnight. She's going to be so scared to drive to Seattle.
That's bad. That's bad, man. The snow's sticking, guys. We interrupt this broadcast. It is sticking.
snow day tomorrow, guys. You guys want to do something?
Snow day, let's go!
Should we go hang out? Should we go hang out with Ryan and get COVID?
Let's go!
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, man.
Put back to the point. That's amazing. Oh shit.
Oh wow, I
Never
can
mind.
see
I'm-
it.
I'm
I can see it in the background.
Now my
see
GF
that?
can't come
Wow,
over.
that's crazy. I can see it in the background. That shit's coming down. Do you see
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Victor?
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, it's really coming down. It's not doing that for me. I think it probably stopped at this point.
It'll
but-
probably come your way soon.
Yeah, probably.
But getting back to the program.
Speaking of snow and Christmas,
Oh, my gosh. It doesn't stop.
it's snowing out there.
Bro.
Oh, let me check mine. Ugh. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, hi.
I wish it wasn't
Oh, it's
sticking.
really fucking snowing. Holy shit. I just got a cover for my motorcycle that's been sitting out for like since August.
You have a motorcycle?
I do.
What the?
I do. I have a
Just
motorcycle.
got
It's pretty
it.
fucking
Yeah, that-
sweet, but I just
Just in time, man.
my battery died and it's been dead all summer and it's been sitting out in the rain now, so I've got some work to do.
Oh.
But yeah, it was pretty fun.
Cool.